Hello and welcome to In the Clear, the only show that was written on the back of a used pizza box. For those wondering, it was chicken bacon ranch and it was delicious. I'm your host, Tom Stark, and we have a wonderful show planned for you tonight. Just Josh, better known as Just Josh Draws, swung by for an interview, as well as another installment of my complaints on society. Remember to like and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on me descending into madness more and more, because I feel the need to explain my hatred of stupidity. And there always seems to be newer and deeper levels of dumb to explore. Anyway, let's get into it. That's Josh. Well, more like that's Josh's work. He's an awesome artist who's made some awesome concept drawings from some of your favorite anime, as well as his own original inspired characters and stories. Josh recently sat down with me to speak about his inspirations and passions for all of you to hear.
All right, so everybody, I'm here with Josh. Hi, Josh. How you doing?
Hey there, how's it going?
Very good.
Yeah. All right. This is fun and different. I'm ready. Go ahead and grill me. I'm prepared.
I hope you don't feel grilled on it.
No.
So you're an artist, and on top of that, you do some really cool like videos through your art.
Yeah, I hope they're cool. People seem to respond to it pretty well. So
Yeah.
I guess it'd be cool. Yeah, just just trying to wing it. I've been studying videography, trying to figure out what to make people visually attracted to, and I mean it's still kind of a challenge every day, but it's fun. It's some fun stuff.
No, I mean, I personally got like attracted to your content through your mashup drawings. I saw a lot of like the My Hero Pokemon mashups.
Yeah, that one's been a pretty popular one. I'm actually going to be delving into that a little bit differently than I thought because I'm getting my YouTube channel back up off the ground. So I figured, let me make it a whole series. And I'm actually planning on doing anime characters in general as Pokemon. But
That's
I mean,
awesome.
obviously, I have a lot of my hero ones already done. So I'll
Mhm.
definitely be peppering them in because, any time that I don't have to draw something twice, I'm happy.
Amen to that. Do you
Yeah.
feel that like the recent pop culture boom of anime has helped you out?
Yeah, no, I mean for sure. I mean conventions and all that stuff in the last few years have been pretty big. I don't know. I guess with TikTok, the anime community on there is
Pretty
pretty
strong.
big.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that's why I decided. I said, you know what? Let me take a crack at it and see what happens. Because I mean, for a long time, I used to be a convention artist where I would
Mhm.
work in artist alleys at cons, and then I was like, it was always kind of hit or miss because you're hoping people see what you're doing at an event and want to talk to you or come up to you, and it's kind of a gamble. So
Yeah.
it's always funny to me because people come up afterwards or they'll see me on TikTok and they're like, "Wow, these are so cool. How come I've never seen you before?" I'm like, I mean, if you've been to any of the major cons, you've probably seen me. You just probably didn't
Just
stop by.
ignored me.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of how it is. Like conventions, I mean, you gathered basically all of the people who are nerds, which up until recently was mostly socially uncomfortable people, and you want
Feel a
them to
little
come
called
up to
out.
you. Yeah, they're like they want you to come up to you, and they're probably scared of you as an artist just sitting behind this table, like buy my stuff.
I also
So
feel like there's the issue of like if you've ever been to New York Comic Con in particular,
I
you don't
wish
have time to stop really. If you're on that floor, you're shoulder to shoulder with everybody just being forced through there. And
sardine cans. Yeah.
yep.
Sounds like it. I saw the photos, the aerial photos of the alley, and it looks pretty nuts. I can't imagine. I feel like MegaCon is kind of crazy for us here. That's our biggest convention,
Hmm.
and it's. I mean, I can't. New York is even bigger, and then forget about San Diego. That's like, oh my god,
That's the King of Kings.
I don't even know how you move. I can't.
So I want to touch a little bit on your completely original stuff because that's, definitely where you come in the most.
Yeah.
How did you like come up with your characters? Where did your story come from? What was your inspiration?
Well, I would say for me personally, I have a lot of things that I want to work on, but I started doing a lot of this mashup stuff to try and help people get used to me. But like one of the things, and it's on my website, but I haven't done videos on it just yet, is my I'm really interested in fairy tales.
Mhm.
And so I have like the Grimm's fairy tale book. My friends got it for me for my birthday. They know I geek out about that kind of stuff. And so I really like retelling fairy tales in a unique way, like in an original way. And so that's one of the things I've been focusing on recently. And so I even came up with like a streetwear line I call Grimm Streetwear. And it's literally just like modern retellings of fairy tales as different character versions. And oddly enough, like people don't even know anything about them, but they've been buying the shirts off my website. I haven't made any posts yet. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm glad people like them visually at least. But yeah, I mean, I have a lot of stories I want to do with, even fairy tales aside, like even Alice in Wonderland. I really like the Mad Hatter.
Mhm.
But I definitely want to like push the envelope on that. But I feel like for me personally, my original characters, the ones that are like super mine and no other outside influence, I really haven't been able to. I guess I feel like nobody's gonna care right away until you give them a reason to. So
I
it's like,
understand what you're saying.
yeah, so it's like how do you get people to care? And I figure that's part of my strategy on YouTube, getting back into it again, is like show people that I have the chops to tell story with mashup stuff. And then eventually when they feel confident in my artistic skills and my storytelling skills, and be like, hey guys, I'm gonna go ahead and go out on a limb here and show you guys all my other stuff.
Yeah,
But I
and then
mean,
they'll bite on that too.
yeah, I mean, I even went all out. I remember I did a whole short film with some friends about Billy Goat's Gruff that we turned into a whole like kind of little animation with music and voiceovers and everything. And I turned him into Scottish Highland Warrior Ghost.
Isn't that the the preview video on your channel? Isn't that what that's
Yeah,
called?
that's like the first one you see. It's just my first tackle at it, like a little animation. It's nothing crazy,
I
but
liked it a lot personally.
I appreciate it. That
No
was a lot of
problem.
fun. Yeah, we were doing that at my job in between on our breaks. We'd all go, everybody pile in my office, and we'd start doing voiceovers.
It's always more fun with friends.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Makes great bloopers too.
Can I ask, so how do I put this? You've been an artist for a long time, and now you're working in with these stories that you're doing these modern retellings, like you just said. Do you feel whenever you see pretty much anything in the media now that it's just a retelling of something else, or are you still feel there's a lot of originality? Because I know they're just remaking every movie ever.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like currently it's abused heavily.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot. I don't know if I would say it's fear or whatever the case is, but I think people are just afraid to come up with new content because they just don't think original would sell. And I feel like there's been proof that that's not true with
Yeah,
some original content that's come out recently. And I feel like just companies just aren't willing to take that step out. Plus I feel like everybody's always walking on eggshells these days about what they're willing to put in a film. And
100%.
so for me, it's like if you're going to be a creator, I feel like the best creators are the ones that, honestly, I mean, for lack of a better way of putting it, don't really care what other people think per se. They're like, this is a good story, it's well written, and it's inventive, and the characters are unique. It's like I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to try to like follow this like pre-conscribed list of things I have to put in a film to make it good, because then you just end up making movies that are just weak, because it's just impossible to make everybody happy, with a
Of
movie.
course.
So like for me, like with retellings, it's part of the reason I like fairy tales, because they've been around for so long and they've been retold in a lot of ways. And in some ways, I guess that's why I'm like hesitant to even start working on those brands. But it's like, I guess it's I like to really creatively flip the narrative on a story in a way. But for me, it's like paying homage to the source material in a good way, not like destroying it. So like for me, I always research fairy tales. I research all the way back to the first version of that fairy tale,
Mm-hmm.
either the German version, the Italian version, like
I'm about to
people,
say it's usually the German version.
yeah, like a bunch of people don't even know like Pinocchio is like the second best selling book right next to the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Like how many people know that stuff? Like I got really fascinated by it, researching it, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, and people don't know he got hung at the end of the first issue of the book.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, so coming up with a fun way to bring back the nods from the old stories into the new, but still respecting those things that make the story great and making it interesting, get people thinking. I just figure fairy tales are a way that everybody relates to characters, but I don't know. I feel like sometimes people push that envelope a little too far, and it gets really wacky. Um, yeah, no, I think we really do need new stories, new superheroes, new characters, new adventures. And I think like every single time that something's become iconic, it's because it's not the same. Like Avatar: Last Airbender. It's like there's never been an Avatar:
There, I
The
can
Last
agree with
Airbender.
you.
Yeah. So how do you do it? You know, like, and then the same studio worked on the Dragon Prince and all these other shows that have come out on Netflix and these different series that do well, you know, but none of them have gotten as close as Avatar. And it's like, because you have to find your own secret sauce. You can't just do it. You can't just do what everybody else is doing and hope it's going to work. You know,
You have to find your own secret sauce is something I want on a t-shirt. Like that is.
I mean, if it motivates, right, I guess. But yeah, I would hope people take the failures of Hollywood right now as an inspiration to be like, I could do better than that. Because I mean, I feel like it's not hard. Like
No,
a lot
not
of
at all.
movies lately, it's pretty predictable. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel about that for the most part.
All right. And I got time for one more good one. I don't know. I've seen a lot of your stuff personally. Like I've been a fan for a while. And I go through someone else to do all the reach outs. And, you know, it's really cool in this way for me. I do want to, on that note, touch on how has the community response been for you? Like, do you feed off the community response? Would you keep going even if no one was looking at your stuff? Like
I would say I am motivated for reasons other than that. So, like success, doing what I'm trying to do, stories I want to tell. Of course, building a community is like the first thing of social media research and like trying to that's great. Build a brand, you know, like you gotta, what is it? I heard you gotta vibe with your tribe. Okay, all right.
gotta vibe with your tribe. You are full of good lines today.
I learned them from other people. I can't get them out of my head. But yeah, like for me, it's just, I love hearing that people have, like one lady commented a while back that her son was like, he's my hero because he draws all these heroes.
Oh.
So I want to be an artist one day. And I really did it. I got all like warm and fuzzy inside. It was amazing. But like when I get up every day, even when it's difficult and I'm struggling to like work 12-hour days drawing, you know, because like recently I got laid off because of the whole COVID situation with work. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to jump in right into doing art. And I said, I'm going to go for it because I've been holding back for a long time, kind of just trying to dabble a little bit. And it's been a struggle, honestly. But for me, it's just, you know, family, taking care of the things that matter. And if I have this gift that's been given to me and I feel like I want to put the hustle in, then that's what gets me up every day. It's not really like what other people tell me, because then if that were the case and if somebody gave me negative feedback, I'd be crushed. You know,
yeah,
the whole world would end. And I don't got time for that. So
I like the mentality on that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the hustle. So yeah, it's pretty much self-starter, but it does help a lot when you're having rough days to see that people are happily, like they're enjoying your work. You know, because yeah, like I said, with the whole convention thing, you don't get to hear that because you just see people walking by all day. You know,
Yeah,
like,
you get
don't
the quick
feedback.
glances as they're moving.
Yeah, it's just nice to hear people like, I really do like that idea. That mashup is great. I like it. I'm like, oh, well, thanks. Like I actually get to talk to someone on here. It's great. Yeah, feedback helps too, because then I have ideas, you know, to do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much it for me. Just I watch a lot of Gary Vee, so I'm pretty like just kind of go get it. I'm like, okay, I'll go get it. Try anyway.
I understand. And that is all my time.
Hey, well, it's been a pleasure hanging with you. I
thank you so much.
Reaching out to me. Yeah, no. And you know, if there's ever anything you want to communicate again down the road, feel free to hit me up anytime.
Oh, thank you very much. I definitely will.
All right.
He was so very nice. That was his first interview too. Would you believe that? He had some very cool opinions about how pop culture's going and why his brand is doing what it is. Please head on over and show him some love. All of his links are in the description below. He also has some merch on sale for the next few days if you're quick. Welcome to another installment of Social Standards, the segment where I take a minute to ask you all to check your privilege and wonder how you got to be the way that you are. Today's issue, because Thanksgiving is so close, when you cook someone a meal and they reach for seasoning or sauce before trying it. What an insult. Unless you're a bad cook, like truly bad, or unless it's something that lives with dip like wings. The audacity. You don't know that my cooking needs salt before you bite it. Go dry your mouth out on Burger King fries. They're drowned in salt for lack of flavor, yes, but my chicken cutlets definitely aren't. It's just so upsetting as the cook to see this happen, and as the consumer, is a bite without seasoning gonna kill you? Are you gonna fall over and die if the first bite could have used ketchup? Huh? Baby's first condiment needer? I think that's it for my rant. I'm a bit too focused on food now. Anyway, enjoy your thanky givvies, folks. And remember, the leftover sandwiches for the rest of the week are the best part. So, upon further review, we decided to scrap 2 types of people for now, and switch up to a different closing segment to make you all think. This new one is called Sayings and Sources, where we talk about a saying, how it got its name, and what it means, or just our take on it. The saying premiering for this new segment today is horsepower, or for simpler folk, giddy up strength. Also, between you and me, one horse has 15 horsepower. Explain that. Anyway, the story goes James Watt, one of the guys who helped create the steam engine, figured out a mathematical equation that found out one big horse could pull about 150 pounds at 2.5 miles an hour. Now, a couple things with this. We don't know what determines a standard horse from a big horse. In my humble opinion, horses are quite big to begin with. But I'm getting off topic. Something to leave you all with. How much horsepower can a blue whale generate? Leave your answers below. And that's it for our episode. Make sure to like, comment, share either electronically or by carrier pigeon.
They're extinct.
Well, that is a bummer. We are now going to change carrier pigeon to gopher messengers. We'll be training them shortly. So subscribe for more content, make sure to thank your barber, and have a great night.